Alrighty, welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. We've got a very unique show today. It's our open mic session where we'd like to invite everybody in to drop in any thoughts, predictions, beefs, gripes, anything like that with the DayZ game or the playing of the DayZ game. Here at TPP, we don't mind you getting on the burler and venting away. So we are the voice of the DayZ community. So definitely unleash in the chat. I've got some absolutely beautiful people with me. From left to right, hooded up is Lady Ponce. Welcome, Lady Ponce. Nope, she's gone. Across the way.
I'm here.
Yeah, you go. We did here.
I'm here.
Here.
Hi.
Hi. I'm over here. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How you going? All right.
She might have passed out in the heat.
That's it. Died of heat stroke over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Get some water, Ponce. You'll be fine.
That's it. Get some water.
I'm already drinking.
Just think, it's
a bit, my friend.
it's getting into the mental focus of Badlands. You're mentally preparing yourself for Badlands and how to survive. Just build a well in the front yard. You'll be fine. But directly across from us, Mr. Undead Gaming. Hello, Mr. Undead. How are we?
I'm doing all right, brother.
Doing all
Glad to
right.
be here and less hungover than last time.
That's sometimes that can be a good or a bad thing. We're not very judgmental on how your state is when you come to the podcast. It's, as many times our co-hosts are rocked up a little under the weather. Real life takes over, so when you're sitting in front of your PC and just chilling, that's fine. That's fine. And our resident thug, who was unloading on every person as they rolled in, Mr. ADKQ, how are you, bro?
Yeah, good.
Good.
43 months up now. Just
43.
a little while being around. Yeah.
Just nearly 4 years. We like this big shout out to you. Well, as we say with the peasant, once you're in, it's very hard to get out. We've got a few lifetime servers rolling in the horde, so we appreciate you, bud, 100%. But welcome everybody to Open Mic on the Peasents podcast.
It's the Peasant Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Server owners and coders, content creators and streamers, showing off the community with all their features. Issues with updates, someone's mistake, new things they added, angry players it makes. Get in chat, voice your opinion, you're the community, we wanna listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community. The greedy peasant, the host of the show, with over 12,000 hours, DayZ is all he knows. Let's introduce the panel and bring the show to life. From the community, they'll get me in strife. Chat moderator, queen peasant, player and server admin Q. Server owner, coder, streamer, Lady Ponce, streamer and PvP enthusiast, undead gamer. Server owner, admin and coder, Redden. It's the Peasant Podcast. We're having a blast DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Get in chat, voice your opinion, you're the community, we wanna listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP. Putting out the word about the DayZ community.
This is where we sit down and unleash a few opinions, get some things going. First of all, we're going to kick off with our monthly promos. Where do we put that? We got to remember. It's what happens when it's absolutely freezing cold here over in Australia. It's just clocking 3
Oh,
degrees.
rub it in.
Nice,
Rub
nice,
that
beautiful
salt in the wound there,
UK
Greedy.
weather. If
That's all I'm
nasty.
hearing.
Taking off an attitude already.
She's savage. She
Oh,
keeps
I'm a
us on our
sassy
toes.
bitch today.
That's it. She's on the savage. We're definitely gonna hear some abuse as we kick off up there. All right.
That swamp ass.
Swamp ass.
Oh yeah, major swamp ass. It's a good job being a lady in satire, isn't it?
100%. All right.
Because I am the least ladylike person.
At least, no, you're not. You're very, very ladylike.
I thought it was gold.
Oh my god.
All right.
Crazy.
So for our updated and server events this week, we've got the Unknown. The Unknown has updated their doors. They roll into a new season. They're like a PvP style server. Definitely worth checking it out. You can see J87. He's on Twitch as well. So it's a streamer who rolls a particular server. So we've had a crack at the Unknown before. It's an absolutely hectic server. So they're just entering a new season. So get out there and give us some love. We went through One Life last week. These are the new gas zones in One Life. They've turned Tizzy Bunker and Genoris into a new threat. So of course you need all your gas gear. One Life being a hardcore server and this added element definitely throws the risk up. There's a few of the things you can get. The red key unlocks the gas zone containers in the Pavlovo, and the blue one unlocks the one at Rivi. So, plenty of gear out there to get. And of course, the zone is kicking in with some new spawn areas and the POIs to finish, interior overhaul, removed from Ceregraph for performance. I mean, this server's pretty hectic. It's got probably over 1,000 mods to it, and it runs pretty smooth. So if he's removing stuff from places, he's definitely on the max capacity. Finally, but yeah. So more lights, more bonfires, more stashes, more worlds, caravan stashes adjusted, and up to 20 unique characters and loadouts. So he definitely does a good job over there at the zone. Yeah, go check him out. Give it some love. Alrighty, we roll down to Mr. Twisted. Hello, good sir. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. We open to open mic. I will kick off the gripes straight off the bat. So on the weekend, I was being a very good husband and entertaining the wife, and decided to sit down and play some Minecraft. Haven't kicked off some Minecraft with the wife for a good 6 or 7 months. So of course,
Legend.
yeah, it's a good little run. So loaded him up, and lo and behold, Minecraft has moved to Xbox X and S on the Xbox. So they've updated their engines, they've updated their stuff, and they're now only Xbox X and S.
And it still runs like shit.
Still, or have you?
I'm sorry. How does the game made of blocks run so terribly?
It's more of the fact of why does the game that doesn't need all the power in the world get upgraded to the X and S, and we're sitting in a game that's sitting in the is still allocated for old gen? That is my question.
Hey, props to DayZ devs.
Well, I think that's a good indication that it's time that it moves on from the old gens. If such a simple game like Minecraft, and the update was only a gig, 1.6 gig, so fuck all. And massive change.
Did a lot of lighting changes.
A whole lighting changes. It's absolutely crazy. It looks gorgeous. From what it used to be like. Water's changed. The whole fully upgraded in the graphical sense. But why does a game like that could be played on a probably played on an iPod Nano, that's how simple it is making the advancements and the push to, you know, go to the new gens and keep with the new gens. And the game that we're playing is still idling back on old gens, feeding that old gens. Like this is Minecraft. This is the ultimate in Game Pass savagery. This is where the millions of kids and teens and even adults go together to play and to jump in. Why is that game pumping itself up and upgrading to the newest gens, and a game that's been around for nearly 13 years that struggles on the old gen stuff is not upgrading? It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. I was very upset that my wife's game's got a better upgrade than my game. Minecraft is better graphically. I mean, even when I was playing it for a good couple of hours, the water is just unbelievable.
Dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fogs, the roll-ins. Now, this is Minecraft. This is a 64-bit game.
The way the light reflects in the caves too, in like the weirdest way. It's so like
The particles of
it actually
light
kind
that
of
come
hurts
through
thinking
the
about it because
trees
you're right.
and splinters through the trees. This is fucking Minecraft.
Yeah, no, it hurts thinking about it because you're absolutely right. DayZ has fallen behind compared to Minecraft.
and it really disappointed me in my own game. Yeah, the firebush with the fireflies. There was just so much amazing content, and while playing it, it really pissed me off. It really did. And there's never any mention of it. There's never any pathway to the new gen. There's no pathway to. I mean, once again, they're repatching it. They're putting together. Yeah. So that's my little rant for the open mic. Unfortunately, Minecraft has taken the initiative to push their gaming ahead and left DayZ in the dirt.
Well, here's the thing. Minecraft has over 1.3 concurrent daily players, 1.3 million. DayZ has 60,000 concurrent
Thousand. Yeah,
players.
yeah.
I mean, it could be something to do with that.
Very true. Is the point of the outcry to try and update, or is it the game developers looking at the pathway and saying, "Hey, we need to make sure we're on the time and keeping up with technology"?
Well, it's that same old thing where DayZ constantly invests and develops things that aren't really so important, which kind of leads me into my little rant for the new thing on the wells and the rebuildable wells, and now everyone's saying, well, does this mean we're going to have rebuildable structures? And is it going to be the new build fix that we've always wanted? Is they finally going to focus on that? But if that's the case, is their build fix just giving us buildable buildings that can be broken down and damaged and then rebuilt? That's not what we're fucking asking for when we say we want an overhaul of building mechanics.
No, 100%.
It might not be an overhaul though. It might be them testing the waters for what they could add next too. I've noticed DayZ has played the long game with a couple of things.
I don't know.
I
To me,
wish I could list them off, but
I like the idea of new maps. Everyone loves new maps. But when there's things in the game that are clearly really broken and that a lot of your player base are unhappy about, why wouldn't you focus on fixing them first instead of going, no, let's pump out some more maps so we can make some money before it fucking starts falling off? It pisses me off.
well,
No.
something too though is
Yeah, you got a good point
with
there.
a player base. I mean, we talked about this a couple streams back though. The fact that Game Pass was being their main player base, right? Their revenue is kind of shit right now.
Hey, Rabican, how you doing?
You know.
Well, to be fair,
And
no.
so
'cause they
being
just
able
had
to
a
dish out
fucking-
new maps and get paid for them, like you got to remember how quickly Livonia came out for free. It was what, paid for 2 years, a year maybe. Livonia came out free pretty quickly. It seems like they're just trying to find a way to dish up revenue. They might be working on new mechanics with that money that they're pulling in. Otherwise, they
fair.
wouldn't have made Livonia free, right?
Yeah. Well, I think they had to make Livonia free because there's no way that you could push out Sakau for like fucking $40
I mean, I don't
NZ
remember.
and still have to pay for Livonia.
Yeah.
And Livonia was fucking dirt cheap.
Yes.
Livonia was dirt cheap, but I mean, at that point, too,
$16,
it's
I think, on
the
the
entirety
Enoch
of their
pack.
player base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the entirety of their player base wanting a new map though across both consoles. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
that's the other
can't
thing.
imagine that
That's the other
Livonia
thing.
wasn't completely profitable.
How do you go from charging a map like Livonia for like $16 and then you bring out another new map and it's half the price of the base fucking game? That's
Yeah.
pretty shocking. And I think that's the reason why they made Livonia free, because you can't have Livonia sitting in the store for $16 and then charge $40 for the next map.
Yeah, that's right. And not only that,
Wait,
how do
hold
you
on.
justify one map for half the price of the game, and
Yeah.
and you're only gaining an extra map? They had to put the two maps in to sort of say, hey, this is the value in the double of the price.
That's something too.
Yeah.
Is isn't Livonia much smaller than Sakal overall?
Oh,
Like
massively.
it felt
Livonia's
like it took a
shit.
long fucking time.
Yeah.
I always get
Yeah, it
lost
took-
around
it-
Livonia. I don't like it.
I
See,
think that's,
And
great.
you have to
poor
remember
na-
too, like
I
when
don't
you
think
look
the
at
map
the
shit. I think that's poor navigating.
No, it isn't. I am a human.
When you look
map
at
to
the,
get me to places.
You got a human map.
when you look at the assets photos though too, the assets photos
enough.
was
Warden.
Yeah, I know.
they made a lot of new shit for Sakal as well. Like, yeah, they also just reskinned a map, but at the same time, they added a whole bunch of new shit to their base game compared to Livonia, which is just a greener version of, Trinoris buildings.
Yeah,
They-
but to
they-
say that though, Livonia is a lot nicer to play. Like I'll play Livonia over Sakau any day. I think I played Sakau for the first 2-3 weeks after buying it. I haven't picked it up again.
Well, that's on you. I think it's called amazing.
That's not Scout's fucking shit, time consuming, and it's horrible. You
Yeah.
die, you just fucking, it's it. Who the fuck wants to sit down for another 40 minutes getting yourself established?
Yeah,
Hectic.
it's made for players that aren't like UQ. It's the hardcore
Hey.
players. It's the guys who wanted
No.
the Frozen Challenge.
I don't know, don't get it wrong. I'm a hardcore player. I love my hardcore. I spend my days on HXC now.
You're a role
Yeah.
player.
Nah, not as much
Hey,
anymore.
hey,
Not as much anymore.
Fucking roleplay
I
this
think
rubbish
me and
fucking
Q
play.
changed roles.
Yeah, I think we have pods. We just switch
Yeah.
play types.
Dumped
I've
the
gone
whole
from
mag.
the
I took his
hardcore
tire out.
to the RP. RP's so cool.
RP is
I don't
good.
know.
I've just lost. I don't have. I mean, the problem is why I don't play RP so much anymore
It's
is
a,
I don't
it's a
have
good
as
thing
much
I
time to put into it.
Yeah.
And RP is one of those player styles where you've got to sink a lot of time into a server.
Correct.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. You have to.
Well, yeah, you're building a
Because-
community around a character. Like, yeah,
Well,
your
yeah,
character
there's
kind of
that.
has to be there.
The lore also changes dramatically a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like every few days to a week. So you can't just like go, oh yeah, I'll play it for
I'll
a few
jump in.
hours and then
Yeah.
jump in a few
And
days
pick it up
later. You
next week.
can't.
That's what I
You have to
struggled with.
constantly play it each day.
Yeah. Plus the
You know
story
what's
clicks
happened and
across.
stuff. Like I was literally just on Second Dawn RP just before jumping into the podcast, and actually took somebody's eye out, tied them up, broke the leg, tied them up, took out an eye. It was really fun. I've never done that before. I felt so guilty afterwards.
The most
So
morbid
guilty.
shit under the sun.
Yeah,
Broke
I
his
had so
leg,
much
tied him
fun.
up, took his fucking eye out. What did you use? A butter knife? The
No,
spoon.
I'd actually
A spoon.
Boom.
use the can opener.
Use a can opener.
Oh, that's even
Holy
worse.
shit.
Use the can opener.
That's
No, I didn't really. I
hectic.
just used the knife.
That's fucking hectic.
My character on there is a bit of a badass. She's,
Badass.
she's like
My
she
character's
she
still
come
lost
out.
in the woods.
Dude, get a map.
All right, we've got
Get 'em
a
up.
little rundown from Mr. Ramekin. Hey, Greedy, sadly I'm in a restaurant. Well, we want, hey, if you're at a restaurant, we want to order some stuff while you're there. Can you deliver it to
We
us?
want fries.
That's it. However, I want to give you a
Yeah.
question I've had. If there are mods for things like helicopters, better sights, and such for weapons, clothing, and different ways to carry weapons, why haven't they been added into the main game? I mean, it's not like Xbox can't run it. It's honestly depressed me. Also, my realm of Minecraft I'm paying for is using the better on Bedrock and vibrant visuals, which make it amazing. But yes, why haven't they incorporated all those quality stuff into the game? Anyone want to pick this
Well, I
one
mean-
up?
I mean,
I think they slowly have. Slowly we're getting them.
I don't know, because I'd appreciate kind of like how we have a chest holster, right? Like he's absolutely right how modders have had the capability to make extra gear, right? Right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
with
Yeah,
the
but
chest
we've
holster,
got,
what's
like-
stopping you from making a small sling for SMGs or rifles? Like that was my complaint with the backpack edition. Actually, was the fact that I can carry a shovel, a fucking metal pipe wrench, shit like that, but I can't carry my fucking 15 slot SMG on my back. Like that kind of.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's right. Well, that's true, because there's little things like, why haven't we got rifle slings? Why do our guns still just magically glue to our back? There's little quality of life things can't be hard to put in. Surely that's not going to take a coder more than a week to develop.
I think it's with the
True.
devs too, though, because you have to remember when we got the storage update, they lowered our storage
Yep.
on
Big
clothing.
time.
Like I can no
Okay.
longer carry 6 fucking guns. I have to, at most, what? I'm packing 5, 2 pistols, an SMG, and 2 rifles. Like,
Why do you want to carry 6 guns?
That's fucking too many to start off with, but anyway.
don't fucking
6
worry about it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Do you know how
like,
many?
Uh,
Do you know how many guns I've literally been running around an RP map as a bad character that wants to just ruin everybody's day?
yeah, how
One.
many guns?
An SK one.
You're doing it wrong.
That's it.
No,
You need a bit
I'm
more
not doing it
intimidation
wrong.
factor. When you get pulled up at the
Yeah.
I
There's
mean,
nothing scarier
security
than the
and
motherfucker with
you're
2 guns.
That's right.
I think my makeshift Russian accent's very scary. To be fair.
Can we get a demo?
Technically.
So-
Oh yeah.
No, I'm shy.
oh, come on.
Yeah, put on
No,
the.
Greedy, you cannot have
That's
a
it.
demo. No,
That's it.
not at all.
Very good.
Not
Bob,
at
keep
all.
it up. This is excellent.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
Well, see, to answer Mr. Ramikin's question, is the things like wells, is that the partial mechanics for things like reinforcement mods? So like Dumgrass reinforcement mod where you could put barricades up and sand wall, bag walls and things like that. Is that the lead-in for that? Because Livonia did bring in a whole heap of new assets. Livonia brought in all the ruined buildings. They weren't in the game until they're not on Chinaris. So if you go out into the middle of Livonia, there's all those
There's a couple on
destroyed.
Chinoris.
But I'm talking about the ones with, the 3rd-story high buildings that you climb up on the broken rungs and stuff like that to get up to the top. So a few of them
Yeah.
were, that was all added and new. But it did take, 2 years to then update Livonia and then update Chinaris and then go back and update Chinaris again with Rabbit Hole. Sakau's progression went...
Please don't get started on rabbit hole. Fuck me.
Yeah, that was just a fucking joke. I like to bring it up because how cryptic it was. It was like the plans, and they had I still got the picture for it on my phone for Project Rabbit Hole, just to remind me that even though you may think it could be an exciting and massive, and we predicted a tunnel that would go from one side of Northwestern Airfield to the other, so you could fight on either side. No, just a bunker.
Oh
You-
man, I was
you know
so
what it is?
hyped when I saw
It's-
that, and I was so disappointed for the one fucking building up in the barracks to have the bunker.
This is what
It was
happens
so sad.
when you have a YouTuber as a community manager and he goes from clickbaiting YouTube titles to now we've got clickbaiting fucking shit in the game.
Yep. Yep. Which is the worry about the construction of the wells. So I can understand large rocks, because I was running the build mechanic. How would you be able to put this together? It would be large rocks to eventually build the base, and then of course the planks and the posts to go in to build the wells. Where the bucket will come from, who knows? But if that's the style,
Iron sheets.
yeah. Well, from memory, I think it's a wooden top, so it might even be just a plain top. But if that's the case, will that be the same style as rebuilding the housing? We have to just be mining large amounts of, large rocks, carting them back to a makeshift frame of a house, and slowly but surely adding it in like a fireplace or a flag or anything like that, and stage building it. Because a flag runs the
Yeah.
same mechanics.
Yeah, built in stages. Yeah, that's true. And what a bloody terrible thing that'll be having to do, especially with the slot sizes of bags and stuff now.
Fuck off. It's already a nightmare trying to just put a fire, an oven together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're talking something that has so many benefits, and it's so difficult to put together because it's time
Yeah, or even the
consuming.
flagpole.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put a flagpole up. It's a fucking mission, especially if you try a flagpole solo. Oh my god.
That's it. But are we going to see in this map rather than the flag post? Will it be buildings that will be similar to that? So are we going to get a lot of inventory interference? So when you're searching inside of a
not.
house, rather than the vicinity just popping up, is going to be, you know, the vicinity plus the house rebuild. And you know what it's like dealing with bases and walls and inventory and stuff like that. You have to circle through and try and find the right. See, looting's going to be a lot
Yeah.
What
slower.
if it almost worked as a template? Like,
Like,
I could see them integrating that with like a template mechanic almost.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, possibly. Well, if you look at Wobo's latest video and he shows the breakdowns
Nah, I missed it. I missed it.
of the new buildings. So the new buildings, how there's 4 types. So you've got a fully broken down rubbled one, then you've got one that's built up a little bit better, then one that's built up a bit more, and then a pristine one. And there's like 20 different building types that are like that. It does look like that's what's coming in. But to me, I don't see the point in it. Why are we going around just rebuilding houses so we've got somewhere to get loot from? I don't know. Makes no sense. Why would you spend the time to go rebuild a fucking house?
base building aspects. I mean, you could look at
It depends
That's
on the
why I was saying
strength.
templates. But
Depends on the strength
Yeah.
of the house.
are you?
Because he showed in Reforger, and Reforger, the buildings can be
Yeah,
broken
Ramekin,
down,
100%.
you know, so you can hit them with a mortar from a tank, and the building will actually crumble to the ground. So they'd say that, you know, his prediction on it is that what's going to happen? We're going to be able to build things up, and we're going to be able to break them down.
Yeah, well, on Armor Reforger, they have destructible buildings. So you can,
Yeah.
if somebody's in a room or something like that, you can blow like the side of a wall out to be able to get to somebody. So maybe that's where they're bringing that they're bringing that sort of mechanic into it with the buildable stuff. Because you may be able to have your house get pumped by someone with a grenade launcher and then rebuild it.
But I just don't see where that fits into the gameplay style with DayZ at the moment.
No. Well, and that's where I think they're talking about rebuild in their little promo. There might be a point that you be able to. Is it going to go to a point where you may not just be able to rebuild the houses, but rebuild the you know, maybe even town defenses and stuff. You know, being a desert map, is it going to be like a fort style map where you know, towns are surrounded by an outside wall with 1 or 2 in.
Well, I don't know, because it feels like that would be a little excessive even for just official and shit, with how scarce resources tend to get. Like, unless you're talking about making your own bricks via water and sand, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
starting to
feel
get.
like
It's getting heavy construction rather than
that gets
more
excessive.
more
Yeah.
survival.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some base builders would love that, but
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
problem
like
is, once we build up that building, unless what are we going to do? How are you going to gate stack? You've built a building up, cool. You've got a building, and then what? We've got to build vanilla gates on top of doors and shit. Still,
Nah, surely
well,
it's
that's
got to
what I
be
was thinking about with a
incorporated.
template system, though.
Yeah, it's got to be
That's what I was thinking
incorporated.
about with a template, kind of like how someone left their window open.
A car just drove past. Someone's got mods on my
Sorry.
cars.
Broom, broom, motherfucker.
See, it's the putting mods on my server.
Oh shit! Really? Where? Where's that souped up Sarka?
That's it. Dropped and lowered.
But
Sorry, guys. That's my
when I was
bad.
thinking
It's
template
fucking
system
hot
earlier, I
here.
was thinking like larger. I was thinking like larger scale. Like you could almost set up a template for a building based off of some of the like with the rope kits, right? Like you could set up to have this be your lower wall. This could be stairs leading up. I don't know, because it seems weird, especially with how they currently have their system. Like I don't know what they'll actually do if they want to improve upon base building, if they want to improve upon it at all, because it doesn't. Right now with vanilla DayZ, they would have to change something exponentially with just the basics of base building for them to add anything else, really. Because it
Yeah.
already
that's
feels
what I'm-
excessive as fuck.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about with them talking about the whole rebuild style of rebuilding broken down buildings and that's going so far away from what the base building we have is now that I don't think it's going to be a base build update. I think it's just a new mechanic that they're bringing in. And
Yeah,
we're
we're
still going
just
to have the
getting
same old
broken
shit base
water
building.
wells in
But-
random towns.
But rather than the base, the actual rebuild style, maybe in these desolate and broken style buildings that you have to rebuild them in key points. But maybe in a place like Chinaris, it is just door barriers and window coverings.
But then it circles back though to what's the point of fuck, I had it and then I lost it.
Well, that's
What's the point of just building up a simple house if the loot economy doesn't change? Or if
Cor-
the loot economy does change, like how consistent is it? you
yeah.
know?
Well,
Because
yeah,
that could be what it is that these buildings are broken down and the only way to get loot start spawning in them is to build them back up.
So what would that be though? Because that would have to be a high tier thing. We're not going to be losing access to things like the Mosin and CR527. What is that? Are we building military buildings out of concrete? Like barracks
Well, no,
and shit?
because the buildings that they show, they're just the normal style,
Just normal
Kazakhstan
style.
style houses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
and
like
the
desert
only one
sand,
of them.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So I'm
I
gonna
don't
circle
get-
back. What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my whole gripe of it from the beginning. Is
Yeah.
what's the point in it? I
Well,
would rather them spend the time and energy on fixing base building as it is now and improving it than just creating us a whole new fucking style of doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, a whole new mechanic is going to be overwhelming and honestly probably too much. Like unless they're going to keep it as simple as it is with the regular gates and shit, it'd be too much.
Yeah, well, as long as it's
Because that's something too. How many
it's
bricks are
not
going
too
into that well?
hard. As long as it's not too hard, but it's secure enough that it's not going to be too easy to penetrate. That's the
Yeah.
key to it.
I think that's one thing that
But the
I've
regular
always had
gates are
wrong.
already hard enough to tear down. How many times do you
fuck-
Oh my
dump like
God.
4 mags in there to find
what
an
did you
airlock?
just say? Nah, that easy.
Easy. Couple of C4s and you're done.
Yeah.
You don't even need
I was
that.
just
I'm
gonna
I'm an
making-
say-
official player. Listen, I'm an official player. I never have that much C4 on me. I rarely have enough food to keep bullets with me
Yeah,
as
but
well.
you're more
Like-
nomadic. But when we're talking somebody who's Like you look at
Oh, like faction wars and shit.
well, you look
Fair.
at Scrubby's base that I was in last week after the podcast. That had a huge base. They had 7 cars. They had explosives. They had all sorts of shit, and it's a 9-man plus legit team. So, and we went and base raided. It was fucking piece of piss. Busted into Copa prison. Remington says, I can't wait to be able to
feels like it
build
would be
doors and
excessive.
window barricades, especially with actual code logs like mods on PC. Like people on PC can easily build bases under bridges and stuff with actual walls. That makes sense on how their places and built. I still don't understand why DayZ has base building the same as it always has been. I think it's more of the fact of I think they went for the player being low in skill. Like you need to have a decent, it is just slapping up boards onto a window and door. But I think they went for the fort style because it was a legitimacy with the players. But I think the players then outgrew that system. I think that's one of the biggest things that rolled down. Twisted says, when the hell are they going to let us access our inventory while in vehicles on DayZ? Twisted, they used to.
Yes.
No, they used to. You used to be able to access the inventory.
Really?
Yeah, as you're driving along. And people used to drive along and just pull the spark plug out.
Do you know what? I think we should be able to pull out a pistol while we're in a vehicle, shoot people.
Yeah.
I
Have a
disagree
drive-by.
completely. Have you ever actually
Oh,
shot out
you
of a
would.
vehicle?
Yes.
Have you ever
I mean,
actually shot out
No,
of a
but
Yes.
vehicle?
it's possible.
Yes, I have.
I have. It's not a good time.
We may have launched an orange gun out of the back seat of a car while it was moving. I'll leave it as that. Probably not a good
you
thing.
don't know where your target is. Your gun has made you hit the window for the 5th time in a row.
Yeah.
It's not a good time.
Yeah, but you should be able to return fire, you know what I mean?
Oh, I
the
think
amount
so
of
too.
times
Hey,
I've
Mr.
driven away
Backwards. Hey, bud.
and been shot in the back of the head.
Yeah,
Means I was like,
okay,
I think
I
a
mean,
pistol.
shooting out of the back of the vehicle is a different story. But if you're trying to do a drive-by, that shit's gonna suck.
Yeah.
You're trying-
No, I mean passengers, not like people who
Yeah,
are driving.
Do you not know what a drive-by is?
Yeah.
I'm guessing passengers shooting.
Yep.
Passengers shooting out the windows. Yeah.
Yeah. Passenger. And sometimes the driver, if he's keen, if he's got enough beef, he may stick his arm out the window and
I shot a
unload.
45. No, not a 45. A 44 out the driver's side window of this truck one time. And it hurt so bad because I pulled the trigger, felt the recoil, and hit the top of the window. And it was like, ah, fuck.
Well, that's
Sounds like
maybe
a skill issue.
that thing's got to be incorporated. Can you go down the highway in an ADA shooting a Derringer? Yes. Can you do it with a 357 Magnum? No.
No.
Yeah.
That shit hurts.
See how popular the Derringer become.
But yeah,
See, we
so-
released that.
So putting on the car,
Oh.
why can't I apply bandages or eat while or playing passenger princess? Or why can't you bandage the driver? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, just bandaging in a
Yeah.
car would make sense.
Yeah, that would be appreciated. Taking around to the back and then not being able to bandage till you pull over is kind of dumb.
That's it. And on those long trips, you might be able to help the driver out and sort him out while he's driving. Give him bandaging.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah.
Should be able to eat.
I think eat,
As well.
drink, bandage, and at least have a pistol.
Yeah. Send that into Bohemia. Just going to raise a strong worded email
Get straight to it.
to someone who won't give a shit and file it indefinitely.
Yeah, I say we
in the
put them on
bin.
blast while we're all here. Where's everyone's keyboards at? Let's just click away.
That's it.
Dear Bohemia, why the fuck can't I?
That's it. Strong worded. Good afternoon.
Every suggestion needs to start with "Why the fuck."
That's it. But no, definitely good points.
No,
definitely
I'd
good
be like-
points.
Dearest colleagues of Bohemia,
Why the fuck?
please. Please give us the ability. Why the fuck?
A buff 6'2" white male with the ability to break legs with my arms shall have no issue shooting a gun out of the car. That's me, by the way. Don't tell anyone.
You see, you say that, Rama. Have you shot guns? Because there's some that, like, especially handguns. Like, you don't expect a kick on some of those. Like, I remember the difference between shooting a rifle and a handgun for the first time was night and day.
Yeah, it is.
I've been clay pigeon shooting.
Yeah, so that's
I
a way to
play
go.
that.
I like
I like that.
With a
fucked
shoddy?
up my shoulder.
Yeah, with a shoddy.
Yeah, shorty.
No,
That's what you shoot.
I
Pigeons
don't
with.
know. I
It
think
had
it
to
was
have
a
been a
rifle.
shotty. It
Yeah,
had to have been. a
but they
shotty. You
use
don't
they
shoot
use
pigeons.
single
wasn't a
barrel
shotgun.
long rifles.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you put it down to the same figures. Man, I was 7, 8 years old when I first started duck shooting with a 410. And a little kid could control a 410
Duck shooting, but
pretty
you
easy
own
enough.
ducks.
That's what converted
outta
him.
here.
That's what converted him.
Mm.
The trauma.
I
I'll
own
stop
chickens.
shooting these and keep them as
I
pets.
kill my chickens. I own chickens and I kill my chickens.
Yeah.
They taste good. I named that one chicken sandwich. 'Cause that's where he's fucking going.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why we're questioning
could
this
have
when
a
we
pet and
have
then eat it.
video games where 4-foot girls in dresses are able to shoot miniguns standing with no support. True. But
DayZ has actively tried to be a more realistic survival game, as far as I was aware. I mean, I
Good
could be
point.
wrong, but it seems like they tried to make realism a good focus.
yes.
Which is why,
Yes.
if Bohemia ever adds a handheld minigun, I'm gonna be pissed.
if it goes on the top of the Humvee mounted, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said handheld.
Yeah, no. You can't do the Schwarzenegger and rip it off and
You
start
do
using
realize that the
a
recoil
helicopter
would
one.
knock you flat on your back.
Yeah, 100%. But that would also hopefully be the same with the vehicle too. You know, as you're firing it, it would pull the vehicle up, or even, you know, mount it into a helicopter for base raids. You know, add in rocket launchers so you can counter that. But you know, have a minigun on the side of a helicopter, but add in the point of when it's fired, the helicopter has to adjust for the velocity.
And you know what? Then fuck the base raids. We're cruising down the fucking coast road, mowing down freshies from the sky.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
No, I'm gonna end up like. have you seen
Hell
the Dylan
yes.
skit,
Imagine
Black Hawk
logging in.
SDGs in the middle of the night.
Yeah, imagine logging in
Weird.
and all you hear is a helicopter. Are you hanging around? No, you are running for your
Fuck
goddamn
that
life.
shit.
You are heading bush and you are running for your life, and that would make the game exciting. If there's
Actually, that raises a good thing for me. Shooting out of the back of a pickup is different from shooting out the side of a car. With a pickup truck, I could see them adding shooting out of the car, just because sitting in the back of a pickup truck and being able to mount your gun on the side, either that or just the stability that you have in that seat with open area out back. It makes it a lot easier to shoot. That's
yeah,
another thing.
Yeah,
Who's
but you
just not
can-
going to accidentally cap their fucking driver while driving in DayZ?
no, but sitting in the back of the pickup.
Before you get in the cars, you can actually smash all the windows of said vehicles because you hear the glass smash when you
Yeah.
punch it.
Yep.
Yeah, I've punched a few vehicles, so what? It's fine. But you can,
Tough
so
girl.
I mean, it wouldn't be impossible punching a window, then
No.
getting in the car, and then just having your little dirty pink Derringer hanging out,
Yeah.
you know, the back
You
window.
wouldn't- Okay,
Just
the
pointing it
Derringer
at
makes sense,
everyone.
but anything else and you're gonna ruin your hands.
Vandal. I'll allow
I'd only
so
have
she
them.
knows. Vandal.
Well,
You
yeah,
shoot-
someone
I'm
pissed
telling
me off
you
in
now.
RP, so I punched the car.
Especially if you try to shoot ahead of you or behind you, right? The idea of pulling that trigger and the recoil pulling your hand up, no matter the direction, you're just gonna hit whatever's in front of your hand. Have you
Yeah.
reached around with your hand out the window? It's not a good time.
No.
If you have to suddenly smack the
I've
side
got
of your
small arms
vehicle,
in
you're
real
gonna
life.
cry.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I can only
cry.
put it out of my side of the window I'm sitting on. I'm only small.
Yeah, but I do
Okay.
like the pickup
Especially, like-
idea, the ability to be able to shoot out be in a sitting mechanic and sit in, you know, either side back to back with the driver and the passenger facing backwards and being able to shoot like that. That's legit. And only being able to
100%.
shoot to your
Car
left
chases.
and then obviously right round, you know, 180 degrees so you can't cap the driver.
Just switch
I say
seats.
if
Have
you
no
were
one
to
in the
add
back
shooting
passenger.
outside the vehicle, there would have to be limitations to it, in my ideas. Just because I know for a fact I don't trust any of my homies that I play with to not shoot me in the side of the head.
Well, that's why
while driving a vehicle.
you couldn't actually point it at the driver.
But
Yeah,
could you shoot it
you
out the
wouldn't be
windshield,
able-
though?
No, but I'm
Yeah,
just
so
talking
you
in the
can-
back of the
Then
pickup.
what's the point of pursuing this truck? You know?
Well, that's the advantage of having people in the back of the pickup. It's not that you're driving forward and shooting; it's a defensive measure. So now you're using it not for
So-
drive-bys; you're using it for, you know, you're trying to get away from someone or you're getting out of a base, and the two guys at the back are able to shoot the people shooting at you as you drive away.
I'm stuck imagining a scenario in Berezino where there's like a Sarka with a guy shooting out the front passenger window at two guys in the back of a pickup truck just laying down AK fire.
Fuck no! If you're in a Sarka, you're fucking mounted in the front in the boot with the fucking boot lit up, just shooting, using the boot lid as a shield off one side.
I do think shooting outside the car would be a cool mechanic.
Yeah.
I do know for a fact, on a realism factor, it hurts like hell unless you're like fully reaching out the window. But
Yeah, you gotta be sitting on the arm of the
you
the-
gotta be
the
leaning
window.
out of that fucking
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, like
It would
PUBG
be a
does
cool
it.
mechanic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like PUBG does it.
Like I said, I've shot
Well,
out
DayZ
of the car,
meets
and
Twisted
it is
Metal.
not pleasant when you try to shoot from just a sitting position.
No, that's right.
Busted
I mean,
my
even
fucking
going-
hand open, almost needed stitches.
And while we're talking about cars, that matter, why can't we build up and fortify our car? I think I understood that. Why? Yeah, we've got iron
Yes.
sheets.
Or
Why can't
put
we
a
just,
ramp
you know,
on it
sheet metal.
so you can move shit out your way. That'd be good. I'd love
Mm.
that. I'd steamroll
just-
everyone.
They see me roll.
That's it.
They see me squishing
That's
everyone.
It'll be parts.
Trolling,
Gas
trying to
pedal.
catch me
Gas
riding
pedal. Gas pedal.
It's all fun and games
I'll be
until you accidentally
driving
hit
down the
something that's a
road.
bit more structurally sound than your rolling vehicle.
You mad
I'll
genius.
be rolling down main coastal road, going move,
Oh
bitch,
my gosh,
get out the
destructive.
way.
Imagine base rating with actually being able to apply rams to like the front of a truck.
Exactly. You'd be able to just
You
literally
just crash through that
squish a
fucker.
gate.
Everyone's shitting themselves at
Yeah.
that point.
Exactly.
Well, Ramekin says,
I'd
DayZ
like
being
tanks.
DayZ, if you leaned that far out the car on PUBG, I know for a fact that if you're hitting anything, a tree, for example, your character would die instantly. So you're hanging out the vehicle with an
Oh,
M4
yeah.
trying to shoot, and your buddy sideswipes a tree, and you just get red screened.
You're getting split in half.
And then your legs are in the car, and the rest of your body's hanging out the window.
Yeah, you are holding onto a tree while your legs drive away.
That's it, pure art.
Uh,
But no, 100%.
Come back, I need those!
That's it. You'd be stuck crawling then, wouldn't you? No getting up, no recovering that. You reckon a splint would fix that?
Maybe a little
Nope.
bit. Give me a peg leg, I'll walk with a limp.
Oh,
Do you see the
Dad,
guy
you
from
crack me up.
Family Guy, the dude with the 4 prosthetics? That's you
Oh,
after hitting
oh,
one of them
the-
trees. Seamus.
The captain.
Yeah.
Sewing kit, maybe.
Sailor guy.
Yeah, the sailor guy.
Sewing kit, maybe.
Yeah. That would be your new character.
And all kinds.
Have to get some firewood and sew your mate back together. Well, saying that, Ramekin, driving would become a literal role for DayZ groups. When cars were absolutely destroyed, like they're much better now, but you would have the person who was dedicated to the car. The person who had either the best connection or who had the most trust in not crashing. That was never me. Never ever me.
You always crash your car. You're
Well-
shit at driving.
I'm not shit, I just drive to the max.
I know.
Yeah, I can't help it. It's either fucking drive it like you stole it or fucking get out of the way.
Yeah.
In my group, I'm already a dedicated driver. I hate it, so now I drive like a bat out of hell. Well, that's why I did it. And they don't ask me to drive anymore. That's 100% why I did it. Probably Tokyo drifting, that'll be my role, along with designated sniper. No, that's what people have to put up with when they fucking get in the car with me, Tokyo drifting every fucking corner. Does it work out okay? No. Do I usually get overconfident and put it sideways into the passenger to a tree? Yes. But that's not the
Yeah.
point. It's that one time that makes it look absolutely brilliant.
Greedy will try to run you off the road and then call you a fucker when it backfires.
Yeah, yell at ya. When it puts you into a tree to get locked in.
Oh, was it you guys I was with? We were driving like by where was it? Was it like near Severograd School?
When we put
And-
the ADA
oh,
through
no,
the
I
car.
No, when we put that light pole through the
Yeah,
car.
yeah. Undead was the
that
one
you?
who
That was you, wasn't it, Green?
accidentally hit me who was driving. Yep, that was on
Yeah,
flip
you got
side.
moved.
Couldn't turn. I
I was like,
I
how do I get
tried.
out of this?
I fucking couldn't. And then the one direction it did turn was directly into Greedy.
Yep.
That was the best fun ever.
Like, I
that
tried
day.
my best. I didn't expect the telephone pole to go through the back of the ADA. That was something else. That was funny as fuck.
Yeah, 100%. That is cool. But, you know, cars are much better now, so hopefully they develop, you know, these little things like inventories, being able to heal, healing, eating, drinking, bandaging, and maybe shooting is probably the keys to that. Base building is something that's secure, that's not going to be easily penetrated, easy to put together, and well secure. I don't care they've got to build up buildings. That's fine, as long as it's not a pain in the ass to you missed the pain in the ass to put up, and then it's a piece of piss to take down. If I've got drive a helicopter on DayZ, my first thing would be to fill it with friends and see how close I can get to the ground before it clips. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. A wingsuit.
Oh, I'm finding the
Give me a
sky limit.
wingsuit so I can travel, 2 meters off the ground at 1,000 miles an hour. First thing you do is fly into the floor. It's hard first, but I've been on a PC and we always shit. Yeah. Smiley
Yeah,
flying the one on
literally.
PC. That was hilarious. Her doing fucking, what do you call it? Flips into the tree.
Do a flip.
I drove
Yeah,
one of
it's-
those one time,
So hard.
and I
Honestly,
only
like-
crashed because somebody shot something big, and I got scared.
Yeah, and once again, it would take time, but like everything, you would learn how to play it. If it was like the helicopters on Arma Reforged, you watch those guys doing J-turns, just fucking hooking it upside down, and landing the bastards. Some of those guys on Arma Reforged are absolutely crazy. And I honestly think for true Badlands, we will get helicopters.
What even is a J-turn?
It's where you...
It's when you turn your entire fucking helicopter upside down and then land perfectly anywhere. because
Yeah.
Fuck physics.
Oh, yeah, no, I couldn't do that. I'd just be literally either swimming in water if I flew close to it, because I'd just
or
straight nose
respawning.
down.
Again, I'm finding that sky limit.
Yeah, or respawn. Oh, honestly,
I will find that sky
it's
limit or
dead
run out of
hard.
gas trying.
Well, like, so speaking of that, and you just bring up another point. So in my server flip side, I have a mod in it that is 2.5 kilometers in the air. So it's to simulate a underground of Chinaris. So when you're on the ground, you can't see it, but when you're up in the sky, it seems it's all sealed in, and you can't see any lights, all dark. But it simulates being in the cold and underground. What happens when I get a helicopter? Is there going to be a sky limit? So all of a sudden, we're adopting the mentality of being able to put builds high in the air. So, like on this server, particularly, we are currently high in the air. Some of them, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kilometers in the air. With the availability of a helicopter, we now lose the entire sky level to add in more of the map. I mean, it'd be all right if you're going to
imagine
incorporate it. So if you're going to put, maybe you have sky platforms and stuff like that. But for me, on flip side, where I'm trying to simulate the underground, helicopters are no good for me. Because all of a sudden you'll be flying and you'll be walking in an underground tunnel and hear Billy Bob and his helicopter cruiser blast. So there's the there's the downfall of having helicopters, especially in servers where they have utilized the sky because of the render distance.
I think that's just another one of those things where DayZ don't really think about how we code and use things on console.
Yeah.
No, it's all for PC, isn't it?
Hmm.
And they just
Yeah,
give us bare
you'd
minimum.
have to put your own little dimension in to be able to skip that across now, rather than what do you call it? But, be able to incorporate it as much. Battle against gravity. Let's link up and race a heli. Each when they get access to them, yep, but there would be a need to be support, otherwise it'd be all be coming down. No way they allow them just to float. Oh no, they float. Yeah, my whole build is 18,000 assets at the moment, sitting about 2.5 kilometers above the ground.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's huge. It's gonna be
You
next
could go
level.
with the aspect of placing builds just above the water where people can't reach them on certain maps. Does editor work only inside the map?
Uh, you can't edit. You can edit underneath the map, but you can't actually.
Can't go out of bounds.
You can't do anything. Whereas if you can't shoot or interact. Whereas what I've done is I've put it above so you can. It's like playing the normal map. It's just you don't know that you're in the air. It's just cold and dark.
Well, with Chinoris, I mean, you could just go out to like where the water reaches last, right, and set up that same tube.
But then you'd still be able to fly
So
out
that
to it
would
with a
be-
helicopter.
You'd still be able to fly up to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's where the helicopter
Yeah.
will change some of the aspect. I don't know of how many servers use that whole teleport and upper layer system. I know there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, there's definitely a few.
Yeah, second dawn has teleporters in it.
Yeah. But literally, on the flip side, as soon as you go a kilometre up, you'll see it. You'll just see all these massive amount of piping. And I couldn't imagine the lag either. Fuck. Because all of a sudden you'd have all these fucking millions of things loaded in.
That's the thing. We just fixed cars. How long do you think it would take them to get helicopters working on this engine? Because this is a different engine from Armory 4.
Yeah, 100%. But they just use this.
Helicopters
The boat,
would be.
the boats and the cars are identical.
Okay.
So you could
Fair
use
enough.
them for
Except
flight though.
Well, it's only an
Reforger
it's
works
only
on an
up and
automatic
down
system for every vehicle. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you'd only have to adjust the ability to be able to drive up and down.
Thumbstick and triggers.
Mm.
Left trigger goes down, right trigger goes up. Thumbsticks for moving forward and back, or left and right, because helicopters are omnidirectional. Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing DayZ, they'd want to add something a little extra, so.
The only issue I have with them adding helicopters is for maps like Livonia and that it takes out a lot of their movement around the map. It makes it too easy.
Yeah.
You could quite easy, it'll negate a lot of what they've created, especially for places like Sakau.
Yeah, it's right. The isolation with the
Hmm.
boats and the boat mechanics out the window with helicopters.
Yeah.
I suppose maybe it comes down to
Well,
how
that
many you put
also-
in.
Yeah, rarity of the copter.
Yeah.
Would
Difficulty of the
Livonia even
build.
have copters. With just how small the map is and how easy it is to get from one side to the other, would Livonia even have copters? Right?
I think not. I think if they bought it, it would be just in Badlands, nowhere else.
Yeah. It's the community that incorporated it across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that and Cherno. And then they can put Utes back in. For all those who don't know what Utes is, it's an island on the south coast of Chinaris map. It has an airfield and things in it.
God, I'd love for them to work on Chinaris a bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like editing underneath the map, talking to Rama, by the way, if you read his most recent one, editing underneath the map becomes an issue with just how, because the water seems to be, they have a set level underneath the map. for the
Correct.
Water.
No,
Sure,
that
you've seen
once
it
you
when
go
glitch
underneath the map,
through.
you can't use anything.
Yeah.
Your hands are consistently blocked. You can't shoot. You can't do anything. What
Yeah.
I was talking about is Flipside simulates being under the map, but the actual builds are 2.5 kilometers above the map. So you go to an entry point in the map, like over at summer camp, log out there, and then you'll log in, and you'll actually be teleported to a underground facility. It's about, I think it's about 115 kilometers now of tunnel system, I think. And we're only not even up to halfway. Yeah, it's going to be fucking crackers. Well, then you have to wait until the queue's done before you get to go into the tunnel system. That's the downside of it. That's what we find on this server when it's peaked out. That what happened is people were logging in and out of games and trying to get back, but they were stuck in queues. So,
Well, paid priority.
pay priority. 100%.
Fucking truck.
Nah, yeah, someone with a...
Someone just drive a
Humvee.
truck?
Yeah, no, Humvee through.
Oh, Humvee?
You reckon I could hit him?
No,
What happened to my scope? I tossed it at Ponce.
100% can't hit him.
Nah, you
Well,
can't.
that's what you
You
get.
can't.
I hope you lost it forever.
It's been baby gated.
Damn it, Q
I
is
mean,
a
we-
broken controller.
That's it.
We
That's
saw
it.
No, you can't.
See you, Paul. I said it's been baby gated. There's pots down there.
Give it a shot.
Nah, you
Oh,
can't shoot
it's
through
not
the
loaded.
walls.
Click. Fuck. Click.
You can't shoot through the wall.
What was that, 500 meters?
Oh,
Fuck.
baby gated.
You just hit the wall.
Is the ground okay? Look like that hurt. If she jumped, look how ground. Yep, there's Ponce all the way down there. She'll be back in a moment.
Amazing.
Yeah, you gotta watch the edges. You got a full-blown baby gates around the place, so you can't fall off. Otherwise, people die.
Oh, that was amazing. I heard the vault and just, oh,
Yeah,
no, it's
well,
not. And then
there's
she
nothing you
was
can do
gone.
either. Once you're gone, that's it. You're gone.
Shit.
She'll be back.
Oh, man.
Yep. So, Badlands helicopters. Here she is. Hello.
Howdy, Ponce.
Is that a good trip?
Nice trip. See you next fall.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Do you see why now we have the crib around?
The baby gates.
The baby gates. That's why people can't accidentally hurt themselves. I thought the guy in the car was coming back to grab your gear.
There you go. Now you've
Oh,
lost
let's
your
go.
marksman scope.
So you
Stop
eat it.
chucking it at me.
But yeah. Anyone got anything else they would like to drop to open mic? After the podcast, I'm going to jump across to Ruin Z and play an hour or so or some deathmatch if you guys want to come and join us.
Oh, fuck you. No, it's my favourite deathmatch.
Yeah, well, I want to see why. Because you've
I'll
changed
be
Q.
just jumping in for a
You've-
little bit. I got a buddy who wants to play zombies.
Ooh, Call of Duty Zombies.
Yes, sir.
Transit for the win, always.
I think I'm going to be hitting a bit of Dead by Daylight or the finals.
See, Dead by
After this.
I don't get Dead by Daylight.
Hamster's been playing a lot of finals.
Yeah, it's a bit weird to some people, but I enjoy it.
I
He's
enjoy
happy.
it.
Hello,
I
hello.
can't do actual matches.
Yeah,
It's good to play with
it's
I enjoy
date
Dead by
night with
Daylight with my
Hammy.
boys.
The finals is
Yeah,
the COD one, isn't it?
yeah.
Like
It's a lot of fun.
arena.
I've seen Hammy playing it a lot actually.
Yeah, I think that was the
Yeah,
one.
it's very like teams of 3, fucking fast-paced shooter.
Oh, the finals. Yeah, I've been playing it with her, Mia and Hobbit. The three of us have been playing it, and we're absolutely terrible. But you know what? We have so much fun
I was gonna say
because we just laugh at
I've
each
had-
you've got
other.
laughing.
I've
It's
had
so much
one
fun. The
interaction with
finals.
Hobbit and Hamster, and that was through a fucking no mic, no life electro water pump. And then I haven't. I see them on TikTok. The first and
They're
only
literally
interaction
the
I've
best. They're the best to go on a run with. They're so much fun, honestly. They're like, you just have such a fun time playing any game with them. They make you laugh so much.
Started picking on a team of 3 fully geared people with a pioneer with a broken hunting scope. Dude, I am goated at the finals and Apex. I haven't played those games for
Not too
fucking
keen on
ages.
Apex.
No, I didn't like Apex. It was just too much. You know,
I couldn't get into
I had to
it.
throw 15 mags into the bloke to kill him.
Mm,
The
It's
only
too
What I don't
game,
knock out. What
the
I
only
knocked out
game I've
those
ever had it
games-
acceptable with to shoot the shit out of somebody was Halo, and I still play Halo.
Yeah.
And even then, I play fucking SWAT.
I've never tried Halo.
Oh, Bonds, you gotta play Halo with me.
Oh,
You
shit.
gotta play
That was
Halo
my
with me.
one. That was the first Xbox game,
Okay.
Halo 1.
I will run you through the entirety
Yep.
of the campaigns. I fucking love
Okay.
Halo.
That's it, Halo 1, and
we'll-
running the pistol
we'll
the
make
whole
a
way
day of
through the
it.
game on hard, because you can't do it on legendary.
It is not a game you just sit down and play in one sitting, though. There's so much in that game. It's so good.
Yeah. That's how I incorporated the Queen
Okay.
into gaming. She was my gunner with a turret on Halo 1. Just
Yeah.
stick her in a warthog turret and just leave her up the back while I raced in. And she'd just be blasted away, screaming, "They're coming to get me!"
I got one of my exes into gaming through Halo. That was where I got it. We
Hey,
played
Halo.
Firefight.
Where true love's really born.
Do you
There's
know
a
what?
clip
I love
somewhere.
playing
That-
PUBG with Warden. He hates playing PUBG with me because I'm shit and I get told off all the time. He's like, hurry up, will you just keep up? Will you stop looking at
Yeah.
shiny distraction things? Get in the car. And I'm like, la 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 la.
Press F.
Come on.
Get in.
Get in the
Get
car.
people you need to come and kill. Okay, I'm on my way.
That's
We're
that's why.
getting shot.
That's why when
Where
you play
are
with
you?
him, he's like 2 kilometers ahead of you, and you're still too busy looting up, and he's already got 3 or 4 kills under his belt.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at the flowers, me. Skipping around with a daisy in my hair. I know, but I love playing it with him. And to be fair, when I'm concentrating and in the zone, like, we're a good team. And he's like, oh, this is why I love playing games with you. And I'm like, right back at you, pal.
That's it.
So we do have some good fun.
You gotta have some fun.
Yeah.
Ram says, "I'm sorry, Greedy. That isn't the case. I guess it was with Apex. No more. The devotion is to a LMG which can take down, which can one mag an entire team." Twisted says,
It did
"Halo
increase
was
the damage
the whole
output.
reason I bought my first Xbox. 100%. I'm actually annoyed when I try to use weapons that aren't busted or to hell. I played PUBG on mobile when it first came out, and I was really good at it. I haven't touched it a long time. I played PUBG. I played Fortnite for 4 weeks, and then I moved to PUBG when it came out. And then played PUBG for fucking ages. And then,
PUBG was made by someone who was on.
yeah, and that's what brought me across
bad.
to DayZ, PUBG.
Yeah.
I was playing DayZ, and one of my old PUBG mates, Mr. Grimm, he was on DayZ, and I went, hey, let's hook up. I contacted him. This is the first time I was in contact with a faction.
So who put out?
I had a base up in Toplin at the service station on the roof, and I had an ADA, and he needed a pair of pliers, and they were looking for it, and I drove all the way down to Baronzino in like 1.02 at about 30 kilometers an hour to grab a pair of pliers for him, and they gave me a box of dupe M4s. So it was a good swap. Took me about 2 hours to drive down and back from Toplin to Baronzino. Now it take me about 25 minutes, but yeah, real shocking back then. That was one of my best memories. And then he left his faction, and we started our own faction and ended up fighting his own faction because we knew all the inside stuff and knew where their bases were. And so we'd dupe a whole heap of god tents and fucking blow the pricks up.
Fuck 'em.
The ultimate traitor.
The ultimate. The deception. That's what I really fell in love with DayZ, was that deception, that, you know, that group violence, that, you know, wear your flag and your heart, your sleeve with your flag, all that sort of stuff. It was absolutely some good quality
I've had a chance at
times.
a good betrayal.
Yeah, I've had a
Yeah.
few good
I had a
betrayals.
good betrayal this week, actually. I finally found somebody who was willing to talk before just pulling the trigger.
That's all right.
Whoa, that's a very rare thing.
100%.
We came across these guys up in Polana, and like one of my buddies was starving. My buddy Jug was just having a rough go, and we asked these guys like, "Hey, is there any food we could spare? You could spare? My buddy's starving. Yada yada yada." Guy hits me with, "I have a little bit, but it's between me and my homie." No, we had just built a fire for these guys. We're all standing in this building in a circle, and I hear, "No, sorry, it's just for me and my buddy." I remember I look at the one random me and Juggy came with. Jug's off looking for food. I grabbed my fucking, I had a rack. I grab my rack, turn and shoot both of them in the head. And this guy
you
looks at
you
me
and your
and
buddy
goes,
aren't eating
"No
tonight."
objections here."
That's it. What
He
was
goes,
that?
"No
You got
objections
food?
here."
You got food? I want food.
You
You
just
can't
told
put
me
out
you were gonna let
balls.
my homie starve. You can go fuck off.
That's it. If not, we're going to eat you.
You are the ultimate friend.
100%. I carry way too light. Only what I carry on me when playing DayZ, and I refuse to wear large bags. I won't understand why anyone would need a full box of M4s. If you die, run back. Because they were duping it. That's why they needed a full box of M4s. And they had like 25 people in their crew, so they were just duping god tents and just producing it. We're talking early days of console, so we're talking like 1.1, 1.2. So all this was quite new. The whole duping scene and all that was all brand new. A lot of it was kept out of the public's way. Only a few set factions actually knew about how to dupe and stuff like that, and had the ability to make a god tent. Now, a god tent, you actually, to be able to open the inventory of a tent, fill it, and then reclose it, was a very interesting way. You used to actually have to use a rock and walk forward as you open the tent, and it would basically open it up and keep it in your hands, which was hectic. So you just got it in your hands, you fill it up, and then you close it back, you pack it back up while it's in your hands, so like a bag. I'll have to go through and see if I can find some old footage. I'd like to do a reminisce on, if you want to see what it's like back in the older days of DayZ, especially on I've got the Skinwalker Facebook page, which has all old school of us just running around causing dramas, and how much the game has changed itself. Morning, Spaz. How you doing, bro? We did your little rundown of your servers earlier. But anyone else got anything they want to bring up before we have a little break and then hop across to Ruin Z? If that's the case, you know what I mean? It's going to be 2-on-2. I have to fight these people.
Well, I won't be able to join.
No, you're going. You got a date with a hamster
I got a date with a hamster.
and a hobbit.
I'll be on for a little bit. Gotta go shoot some zombies.
Before we start shooting people, let's 2-on-2 this. Let's do this fairly.
Fuck yeah. I've got greedy.
Yep, me and Ponce
Yeah,
aside.
it
Greedy
sounds good
Mike.
to me.
Oh,
Sounds
I
good to
probably
me.
should have picked undead. Damn
Ju-
it.
Just for that, I'm going to only use a crossbow.
Fuck off.
That's a good feeling.
Why are you doing this to me, man? Why?
I haven't gotten to use the SG much.
Oh, we're gonna get some. We got a prediction.
Ooh.
Got a prediction going. All right, is it going to be star prediction? Who will win? Will it be
Me. It's gonna be me and you, Greedy.
I think so. All right, we'll give them 30
Bring the
seconds.
fucking
Throw your
shield.
money down, people. Let's go. Is Widder's a Brew. It's a Nuketown map from COD, and you spawn in different loadouts and such. I enjoy the fights. There's a friend of mine's got a Nuketown one double tap. They got Nuketown. All right.
All right, we're ready when y'all are.
Yep, I'm ready too. You ready for this, Ponce? I'll get a helmet. I need a fucking shit.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Run,
Yeah,
dude.
let's do it.
All right. You guys can call it.
All right, cue
Three.
your count.
Two,
Ready when you girls
One.
are.
go.
Woo! Greedy's a spooky fucker.
Oh, Peasant's gone. Can he get back in, but oh, I copped it copped it hard. Went out strong, die like a badass. Are we the only ones? Oh no, there's a whole shitload. They put my life savings into you. We gotta get back. Way back. He flew. Oh no, they win. I'll actually have to go into the secret.
These are the rules of DayZ, so respawn and listen to me. To survive in this game, listen to what I say.
Oh, I may show again. But Let's put that. There we go. God damn it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I killed undead too.
Killed undead too. Well, the money goes all to Mr. Undead and Q. Choose that outcome. Q and Undead. That's it. They won it. The winners. Legends. All right, sir. Well,
I'd like to say that I actually beat Undead fair and square this time.
couple more into him, just in case. Yeah, I got shot in the back, which is this time. But we will see you on Ruin Z.
Yeah, see. Ah!
Coming after ya.